We're not independent. We need to operate interdependent, and therefore there are things that we can share with each other. And I'd encourage you, that process for me, when I think about the process I went through of challenging my thinking and my experience and all of it, it was a challenge. It wasn't easy to sort of have the fact that most of the things you thought were true challenged by God to say, hey, where did you get this truth from? Why did you think this was true? I've shown you this. And now, cognitive dissonance was a major part of my process. I had an experience. It didn't line up with what I believed. So what's wrong? The belief or the experience? Well, the experience was right because God gave it me. Therefore, I had to say, oh, my thinking's wrong, which is not always easy to accept when it's been programmed in you. Often for me, sometimes things were programmed in since I was 2 years old. Taught in Sunday school various things. And then all of a sudden it's like God encounters something and shows you something and you experience something, and all of a sudden it's just like, whoa, this doesn't compute. It doesn't line up. And you're almost like wavering. And that's what cognitive dissonance does. It causes you to be double-minded. Well, ultimately, you're unstable when you're double-minded, so you've got to make a choice, So for me, it was always going to be, I'm going to choose what God has shown me rather than what I thought I knew. But it wasn't easy always to do it. And sometimes there was a quite intense shaking of those beliefs when I went through them, but it's worth it. Coming to the knowledge of the truth, which then sets you free, is worth all of the journey process to get there. And no matter how hard. When I first started to be challenged over certain beliefs about what happens after death and all of that, I didn't want to talk about it with anybody. It was like, I just wanted to keep it to myself. It's like, okay. And it's like, and ultimately I know that God wouldn't let me keep it to myself, but I didn't want to get all the hassle and all the all the fuss it will kick up when you start talking about things that challenge the sacred cows of the religious systems and all of that. And I had to take stock. I think the 3 weeks was the longest I sort of resisted, of like, oh, do I really have to go there? Do I really want to go there? It's like, oh, I don't want to go there. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to have to go there because it's the truth. I can't deny the truth. I can't have integrity and keep the truth secret in my heart. So it was like, okay, it's going to get me into trouble with a lot of people, but it's the truth. So, hey, Jesus, you're the truth. So it really is your problem. I'm just following you. And he said to me, if anyone's got a problem with anything you teach, you can just tell them, go and talk to me because I'm the truth. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to prove. You just point them to me. Take it up with me. It's not your problem. Send them my way. And so, okay, fine. That's what I'll do. Which is why I don't enter into a lot of online debates over things. I sometimes tempted to, but no, it's like, no, I'm not going to. So I'm not here to change people's minds. Only God can renew someone's mind. So I'd encourage you, keep on, don't give up. Sometimes it's quite difficult, particularly when there are, deep-seated beliefs, which, you've held all your life sometimes. And it's just like, and then God just shows you something different. And it's like, wow, I never saw it like that. You're so good. I mean, God is so much better than I ever imagined he could be. He just is, because I was programmed to believe in a God which in certain circumstances wasn't as good as I wanted him to be. But actually, he's much better than ever I could imagine or think, or anyone can, because he's pure unconditional love. And that is what really, I think, kept me on the journey, knowing that he loved me unconditionally. And if people didn't, that's okay.